my beautiful gorgeous babes, with that, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. But today I'm going to be sharing another portion of my makeup collection. I did do a video of all my eyeshadow palettes, and I will put that in the corner, link that up there so you guys can check that out as well. But today I'm going to be doing my blushes, bronzers, and face palettes of my collection, and then I will eventually do like my powders as well as foundation. I might do my lipsticks. That is not probably my like least like thought about part of my collection for some reason. But if you want to see that as well, let me know in the comments below. But I'm just gonna jump in it, show you guys what I've hoarded basically over these years, and just the things that I've held on to because I really love all these blushes and bronzers. I tend to not hold on to things that I don't enjoy. I just get rid of them if I don't like them. So pretty much most of these are things that I like, and if I don't, and I mention that, I most likely will declutter this after the video is over. But let's just jump into it. Alright guys, this is basically everything that I own in terms of blushes and highlights as well as face palettes. So this is the Smashbox Chemi-Con Tour palette. This is an amazing like natural palette for on the go. So this has your contour shade, bronzer shade, highlighting, like kind of bronzer highlight, regular highlight, a brightening powder, as well as a blush. Then I recently got this. This is a highlight palette from Huda. Honestly, I have only used this one time, but I just got it in my Ipsy. But this is the Desert Sand palette, and this one, see, like literally I have not used it, has 3 like powder highlights, and then this one right here is like a cream highlight. Smashbox palette. This is the Holidays Contour and Spotlight palette. This did come, I think, last Christmas time, holidays. I did pick it up when it went on sale. I think this palette is so pretty. The only problem is it's big, it's bulky, it's heavy, but very sturdy packaging, but it's super heavy. This has like a huge mirror, and this one has like a contour shade, a high bronzer shade, so, and then a bunch of like highlight shades. This is a highlighting powder. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Dual Light Highlight 9 color palette. This is all highlights and like blush topper kind of shades, and these are like really vibrant, packs the punch. Like you have to go light-handed. It has a big mirror, but some of these shades are like intense. Like these are really good for blush toppers, but they're just so bright. I'm gonna kind of show you guys really close. They're like freaking insanely pigmented. And then I have these 3 right here. This is all from Tarte. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. This is, don't even know which one this is called. I guess it's just Pro Glow, but this one is been used a lot. Like look how dirty that is, but they flip open like that. This one has a cream contour, a powder contour, and then 4 highlights in there. I've definitely gone like ham on the cream contour. I used to not like cream contour products, but ever since I got this, I've become a fan because it blends in so well, and this powder right here is so silky. The highlights are really pretty, and I just think this overall is a great palette. Then I have the Tarteist Pro Glow and Blush palette. I don't even know if I use this yet. I picked this up from Ulta when they were having like a sale on all these, I think, when I got it. But here it is right there. It's so pretty. It's the same kind of packaging, but just has the pink accents on it instead. And this one has a, oh god, this looks kind of like a bronzy highlight, a highlight shade, and then 4 blushes. This is like a 2 shimmery blushes. I mean, all of them kind of have shimmer in them, but I love glowy blushes. I prefer that over matte blushes, and if I have a matte blush, I usually go in with a blush topper. But it's a really pretty palette. I actually need to use this more. I think it is so gorgeous to look at. And then I got the Tarte's Pro Glow 3. This I got in a boxy charm, also still in the package. I mean, I really honestly don't need this many blushes and bronzers, but this is what it looks like inside. This one has like a bronzer, a bronzing kind of highlighty shade, 2 highlights, and 2 blushes. Very pretty. I just think the formula in these palettes are so nice and silky. Blends really well. Then I have right here the Lovecraft Beauty blush palette. I got this in a Ipsy box, and I think they're really good. These are pretty much, yeah, these are all matte blushes. Has your peachy, mauvey, peachy, pinky shades in here, so I've got a good mix of blushes. Then I have, let's see, I have the Blushing in Bali palette from Beach Cosmetics. I love this palette. I am so into the Travel series by Beach Cosmetics. I think they're all amazing products in that line. But here it is. It has a good range of blushes. These are like shimmery blushes. This is a little bit more matte, and then it has like different highlights that would work for all skin tones, whether you're on the darker skin tone, medium, and light. I think they have a highlight in here that would work for you, and of course the ones that don't work you could use as like shades on the eyelids. Then I have the Saharan palette from Juvia's Place. Love this so much. These are just really interesting shades. Like this I can kind of get away with as a bronzer, blushy bronzer, I would say. And then this is really mauvey. This is like really orangey. It's got a pink, and then it's got these 2 shades. I would say that they're more like blush toppers for me than they are highlights, but if you're of a deeper skin tone, they would work amazing as highlights on the skin. Then I have this one right here. This is the Fenty Beauty Highlight Kilowatt Foil Highlight Palette. This was also a winter release. I think they're still selling it. I think they're like on sale now. I think it's still on Sephora as well as Fenty Beauty. But these are like unique highlight shades. This would work for a lot of people with deeper skin tones, or people who like to go pretty adventurous on the highlights. I've used these ones right here as highlights, and then these ones I've used as eyeshadows because they're just a little too bold, too dark, and adventurous for my taste. But I think this palette is so beautiful, and my wonderful boyfriend picked this up for me as a Christmas gift. And then I have the Wet n Wild highlight palette, a more affordable palette if you're not trying to go high end. These are really amazing. These are their Mega Glow highlights, and this is a good variety of like shades, like a bluey highlight, a greeny highlight, and then 2 like pinky highlights. And then I have here, right here, the Cover FX Perfector face palette. This, I think I got it in a boxy charm. This is an amazing, like the formula is really nice in here. This is like finishing powder. It has some shimmer in it, but that's if you want to make your all over the face little like glowy. I just kind of dust that over the face. This is like a brightener shade, like kind of like an inner corner brow highlight. These are 2 highlights. This is kind of like a bronzer contour thing going on, and a nice bright pink blush. And I have this right here. This is the Pure Sculptor palette. This one is honestly really hard to work with. I got this, I believe, in a boxy charm, and the highlights are really pretty in here, but the 2 shades right here, the bronzer and the contour shades, are really hard to work with because they don't blend easily. They're almost like powder to cream. Like they're almost like more of a creamy formula. Let's see. This from ColourPop, the I Love Your Face. This is the Give Me More palette, and I think this is one of the first highlighting palettes that I picked up. Honestly, I think it's the first one I ever got, but I love these shades in here. Like this shade right here, they have a good range of shades that would work for all skin tones, and these also work really well as blush toppers as well. Like these are just so pretty. I honestly highly recommend, well, don't highly recommend these highlighters. I have the Aurora palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And this one also has a good like mix of colored highlights that if you want to go a little bit more adventurous. Now, if this is not something you'd want to wear on your cheek, they make really good shades for the inner corner when you're doing like a green look, blue look, peachy look, even a purple look. You can use these. But honestly, I think these work on the face. They're not as intimidating as they look in the pan. Like, it's not as dark or like bam in your face purple. I mean, you can see the purple in it, but it's really pretty, and I think they look so nice on the cheeks. And of course, I like to play with colored highlights. I don't mind them being on my face. And I have this one. It's more new to my collection. This is the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and a Glow palette. So pretty in here. This has 2 cream blushes in here. They do work really well. You can build them out or shear them down. This is like a dual glow it's called, but I use this ultimately as a blush topper, and then this is a highlight. It's a very shimmery highlight, so if you don't like more on the glittery side or like ones that show texture, you might not like this highlight in here, but I don't mind like the super shimmery highlights. I love pretty much all of them, all highlights basically, but really, really good. I'm gonna try to stop saying really good. And then I have the e.l.f. palette right here. You can't really see, it's dirty. I've had this for a while. This is, honestly, doesn't have high impact. If you're like a neutral Nelly, a super toned down makeup is what you prefer, and you're of the fair to light medium skin tone, this would work for you. Then I have the Flower Beauty highlight palette right here. This is the Shimmer and Strobe highlight palette. This is some amazing quality, like way better than a lot of high-end blush palettes, I would say. It's almost creamy, like, I don't know, they're really creamy. Cream to powder kind of highlights on there, but very good range, like of a more golden highlight, a champagne, and a pinky one. They do have one, I think, that's a little darker, and so it's better for more deeper toned skin. And then I have the Urban Decay times Kristen Leanne palette. This one I don't think they sell anymore, but this was when they were doing a collaboration with Christine. And it's just a range of highlights. I think they're really pretty. They look nice on the face. It's nothing to write home about, but I think that they do make great highlights, and it's a good range. The Wonderlust Beauty Wondrous Dusk to Dawn palette I got from a BoxyCharm. This has like a glowy blush and then like a highlight shade. I've actually taken this with traveling with me. I love the blushes in here more than I like the highlight. I just don't think it has enough impact for me, and it's a very goldy highlight, but the blush is very, very pretty. Then I have this Oprah highlight palette, and do you see these highlights? Oprah makes one of the best highlight formulas. This is the Nikkie Tutorials highlighting trio. There we go. Nikkie Tutorials highlighting trio. Space Baby, Glazed Donut, and Glow Goals in here. So this is a good like range of different types of highlights. This one has like a bluey shift. This is champagne-y, very more on the bronzy side, and Oprah's highlights are some of the best highlights. Then I have the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. I think they still sell this, but I think it's on sale now. But this was from their cherry collection. This is the Pure Cosmetics Bronze and Brighten palette. These have all shimmers, and they're like a shimmery bronze, a highlight, and like a shimmery blush, but these have a lot of impact. Like, they're really pigmented, so you have to go light-handed on this. It's so easy to go overboard, because I'm going to show you guys like how intense that is. Like, if you want to beam from the heavens and on, then this is the palette for you. Like, and then this is the Alamar Cosmetics blush palette and Colorete blush trio in Fair Light. This is so pretty. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I was so happy. I love the range of colors, like this orangey one, this corally one, this pinky one, and they're kind of like satins. and I think they're beautiful on the cheeks. The limited edition Blush Ombre Blush Palette from Catrice Cosmetics, and it's called a Blurred Orange. Here it is. This is so similar. It Cosmetics has ombre blushes like this, and they're like seriously a dupe for I forgot, is it the Warm Glow one? So I have this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is pretty much almost done. Like, do you see how much pan that's in there? Now I'm scraping on the edges. I'm one of those people that like to finish my products to the end, but this is in the bronzer shade. I have the Essence Matte Bronzing Powder for darker skin. I mean, I don't know how dark of a skin this really covers, but I'm also hitting pan on this. I honestly just use this to like warm up my skin on the face. Then I have these Essence Blush Play Sculpting Blush Palettes right here. These are kind of more like face palettes, but this is in Play It Peach. So it has 2 blushes in there and like a highlighty shade, which is not really impactful, but it works, I guess, a little bit. And then this is Play It Pink, and then this has like more pinky blushes in there. These e.l.f. blushes, I'm not going in order, like sticking to blushes or bronzers. I'm just showing you what's in this drawer. This is the Always Cheeky blush. These are the primer infused blushes, and I think they're amazing. This is really good for fair skin, fair to light medium. This is a light pink shade. Honestly, it doesn't really show up on my skin right now. And then I have the Always Rosy one, which works better for my skin right now, which is kind of like a mauve pink color. Then I have the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer and Forever Sun Kiss. I think they have different shades of this one too, but this is a really pretty bronzer. It does blend really well in the skin, and it just blends like seamlessly. The Beach Cosmetics bronzers, I have Brilliant Bronze Babe and Golden Gal. These are a satin finish bronzer, so they definitely are more on the satin side than matte, which I don't mind at all. But this is Bronze Babe, and this one is Golden Gal. So one is more like lighter, definitely a lot lighter, so like to use this in the winter time and then in the summertime, and this one is obviously a lot warmer as well. Very affordable. I do recommend these bronzers. I have the Too Faced Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer. This is heavily scented, like a pineapple scent, and this does not really show up on the skin. I honestly use this more as a bronzer topper, like highlighty bronze topper shade. And then I have this Pretty Vulgar bronzer that I got in a boxy charm. Hoping that focuses on you, but not me, you, but the bronzer. And this is just a really pretty bronzer. This is in the shade Bronzed B. Then I have these 2 blushes from Beach Cosmetics. They're floral blushes. This one is in Bahama Bronze, and here that is. It's like on the more like neutral tone here, but this does have shimmer in it, and so the shimmer definitely does show on the cheeks. So if you don't like shimmery blushes, ones with like little shimmer specks in it, then you wouldn't like these blushes. And this is Caribbean Coral, which is like a corally pinky blush. I have the Essence Mosaic blushes. This is in the Berry Connection, and all you need is pink. So this is a pinky blush basically. Sorry, my camera does not want to focus. Here we go. It's a pinky blush. And this is kind of like a corally blush, so I don't know why this says pink in the name. Yep. Then I have these 2 Flower Beauty blushes. This is from their Flower Pots. This one is in Peach Primrose. And then I have this one, which is called Warm Hibiscus, and this is a shimmery pink blush. So then I have these 2 Essence Satin Touch blushes. These are like dirt cheap, but they work really well. And this is the Satin Love shade. It's like a mauve-y shade. Oh, this right here, this is the blush palette. I should have showed this in the beginning. This is the blush trio from Anastasia Beverly Hills and Pool Party. And this just has a mix of shades. This one right here is shimmery. This Note Cosmetics blush I got in a BoxyCharm. This is a very peachy, corally blush, and it's high impact, like for real. Like you gotta go light-handed or you could overdo it real quick with this blush. But very pretty. Then I have this. Alright, there it is. This is the blush Toasted Cinnamon from Burt's Bees, and I got this based on a recommendation from Kathleen Lights. Then I have this Physicians Formula blush in Happy. They're Happy blush in Warm. I'll show you here. It's just like a mix. It's so pretty in the pan, but it's not super high impact, but it's like a glowy blush. Then I have this from Oprah, which is a blush in Crazy Pink. It's more of a lavender blush right here. It's more, I've used this a lot as a blush topper, especially when I have like a purpley look on. Then I have a single blush under here from, I think this is from Oprah. Don't even remember the name of it, but it's a mauve blush. I have the Kaleido Cosmetics blush right here. Kaleido Cosmetics blush, and this is in Glow Blush Cherry Gold. And this is super glowy. It looks super dark in the pan, but you can definitely sheer it out like on the skin, like, and then it makes things look super glowy. Then I have these like mini Tarte blushes. These are the Amazonian clay blushes. I have this in Monarch, which is like pinky peach, and this one in Insightful, which is like a mauve pink. Then I have a deluxe size of the Milani blush, and this is in Luminoso, which is a cult classic, and I recently got this with a Milani purchase. It's a very glowy blush, very pretty. Alright, I have these Wet n Wild blushes. These are the baked blushes from one of their fancy flight of fancy. I forgot the name of the line, but these I use more as blush toppers than anything. I don't really use these as standalone blushes. These would probably be highlights in some people with like darker skin tones, but very pretty as blush toppers. Ooh, where's that? Sorry. This one is also from the line. Very pretty. Okay. Then I have some of the Mega Glow highlighting powders from Wet n Wild, and this is in the shade Golden Flower Crown, one of my favorite ones from Wet n Wild. And then this one is the Bloom Time, I think it's called. Yeah, Bloom Time. And this is such a pretty pink highlight. Then I have the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight in the shade Champagne. I'm going to get that to focus. And this is kind of like almost cream to powder. Like it's very creamy to the touch. Super buttery. Smells like all their like butter bronzer products. This is a mini one. The packaging is super dirty. But this is in the shade Luminous Flush. A nice glowy blush. Then I have this highlight from Fenty Beauty. This is the Hominy Carrots highlight, and this one is just so unique, guys. Like, this doesn't have a lot of pigment on it or like a base to it, but this will leave like little specks of shimmer on the cheeks. This is a baked blush gem. It's called from e.l.f., but I use this more as a highlight, and it's very much natural toned. It's not going to be super high impact, but if I'm going on my more like natural days where I want to have that just kind of glow from within look, I go with this highlight. Okay, this is a loose highlight from Artist Couture in Purple Dream. It's just like a loose powder. Except I'm not going to pull it out for you guys right now, but it has like a purpley shift to it. Then I have this like cream blush from Elf from their Jelly Pop line that actually just came out. It's a flush blush in Peach Pop. It's like a jelly formula in there. This is a mini deluxe size of the Hulu Benefit bronzer. I've had this for a while. I like to take this on travels with me, but it's a cult classic. I have the Kaleido Cosmetics blush stick in Lumi Light. Oh no, not blush, but it's supposed to be like a highlight, but I would use this as a blush topper. Okay, so I picked this Kaleido Cosmetics liquid highlight. It's called Resort Glow in the shade Champagne. It is really pretty liquid. I'm gonna show you guys. Ooh, oh my god, I squeezed way too much. But so you get the point. It's intense. Alright, last but not least, I have the Benefit tint, like stain, like blush stain. It says this lip and cheek stain. It's just like interesting. It's like a little thing, and then you kind of like dab that on, and then you can use it like for your lips or on the cheeks. Alright guys, last but not least, I forgot to mention this. It was on my desk, but this is Decay of the bronze. This is the last one I'm going to show you. This is their anti-age bronzer in the shade Thomas. So if you don't like orangey bronzers, then this is the way to go. And I picked this up when the Bomb had like 50% off on all their products, so forgot to mention this one. Alright, so my camera's about to die, so I just wanted to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my blush, bronzer, and face palette collection. If you guys like these kind of videos, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button if you want to keep seeing my face and all of that. I would love to hear from you guys, comments, feedback, anything in the comments below. I would appreciate hearing from all of you guys. But until next time, bye guys.